Something number 3 is privacy and AI trust. And the reason why this is so big this year is as data as a product is getting more in the hands of the consumers, we have more people exposed to it, more problems exposed. But cool things are actually happening in regulation this year. So this year, the UN came out with its AI Bill of Rights. The US government also came out with its AI Bill of Rights. And so we're also starting to see the foundations of frameworks for how we govern some of these models. And so my prediction on this side is that we're going to start to see some big legal cases in terms of case law being created, but also regulation. So I would highly recommend everybody go and read at least the US AI Bill of Rights. I think it does just a really good job of outlining, what is algorithmic discrimination, what is data privacy, what's safe, what isn't, and is a thought-provoking read. And I am looking at it as the framework, what's going to actually shape up some regulation in this space, which I think is needed. Mm-hmm. And once there's regulation that happens, then there's lawsuits and case law and really interesting engagements where now it's not just technologists who are working with this, but also we need to make sure that there's lawyers involved in evaluating risk from a model standpoint of not just the AI model risk, but the human model risk.
Nice. Well said. Yeah, and I agree with you. And yeah, it is nice to see the US kind of, I guess it's different from GDPR. So Europe led the way, and then California to some extent, the Canadian government to some extent with privacy regulations. This AI Bill of Rights that came out in 2022 from the US federal government is different in that it's also talking about the ethics of model use and bias and that kind of thing, which GPTR wasn't as focused on.
Exactly. And this is the trend that I think really relates to the overall theme of moving into it as a product, because it's not just underlying, what are you doing with my data? Because a lot of companies can get away from that and say, oh, I'm not using your data as identifiable data. You're just a sample of our overall user base. And so I like where things are headed with AI Bill of Rights, because it's saying, hey, whatever form, even if it's anonymized data, right? How are you using this tool? And I think it's the next progression we need in some of the privacy and ethics work that's happening today.